You know, when you live as an Anglophone in this province for any length of time, you develop two things, a thick skin and a sense of humor. Today, the language police tested both with their latest series of sanctions. They're taking issue with the word pasta on the menu of a popular Italian restaurant. As Alicia Bryan-Baines tells us, it's given birth in social media to what many are calling Pastagate.
A nice hot plate of pasta is a lunchtime staple at Buonanotte restaurant. But now Quebec's language watchdog is turning up the heat on its owner.
They're saying, we want to investigate your menu, we've gotten a complaint.
This is the offending menu. Dishes have an Italian name with ingredients listed in French.
They're picking on the word polpette or bottiglia, and it's like, are we kidding?
Now, pasta is a problem, but not pizza. The language watchdog couldn't think of a French translation for the word. The entire situation is hard for some to swallow.
I think it's terrible. I think it's ridiculous.
La langue française devrait s'occuper des choses plus importantes.
The state should find other ways to protect French instead of bothering restaurants about the word pasta, he says.
This is just another, ingredient in the everyday life of a Montrealer, where you're like, wow. When is this ever going to stop?
The OQLF says they won't force anyone to change their menu for one word, but the rules for the rest of the menu are clear.
The rule is that French must be equivalent, and if another language than French is predominant over French, then that is a case where we would go.
Pastagate, as it's been dubbed online, has now made its way into the halls of the provincial parliament.
Ça me surprend comme ça vous surprend.
The language minister says she's surprised, but has faith in the OQLF. Opposition MNAs, however, couldn't resist digging in to the case.
That's a question of judgment. My God, everybody in Quebec knows what pasta means. An Anglophone knows, a Francophone knows, and everybody knows it. And that's not an Italian word. It was a threat to our French language. Please.
The minister responsible for Montreal decided to take it all with a grain of salt.
I think it's overdone.
And he doesn't mean the pasta.
I feel that some people have trouble with Italian words these days. Mr. Miotto didn't seem to know what pizzo was and what mafia is, and the office doesn't seem to know what pasta is. So I think we should learn more Italian to most people in Montreal.
And Buonanotte's owner is willing to get the Italian lesson started.
Ai miei amici della OLF, sono sicuro che troveremo una soluzione.
With a message for the language police to come up with a solution everyone can digest. Alicia Bryan-Baines, Global News, Montreal.